B-Marsh Boxing, what's happening, world? Back at it with another boxing video. So, former unified champion at 154 pounds, Jarett Hurd. Swift. Well, he ain't been looking swift since I went to see him that night, wet the bed, over there in Virginia when he fought the man J. Rock Williams and lost all his straps in one night. Really and truly, he hasn't done nothing in boxing of significance since that particular night. And that fight was on Big Fox, PBC on Fox. Um, you know, Jarett Hurd, man, tonight he met his match. He met his match tonight at 160 at the new weight class he's campaigning at. Excuse me. He fights this guy from Mexico, Jose Armando Resendiz. Comes into this fight, I believe, 13-1. With numerous knockouts. I can't remember how many right now, but this guy's a puncher. Jarett Hurd, man, you know, was down early. You know what I mean? He was down early on the cards, you know what I mean? Fighting toe to toe. And Jarett Hurd's defense was non-existent. He was getting hit with all kind of power shots, body shots, left hooks, overhand rights, and all he tried to do was go tit for tat. You know what I mean? Rather than sidestep, move, punch from angles, keep a high guard. Use some defense. Parry shots and catch and shoot. He was doing none of that. And this guy at close range, man, he was basically fighting the kind of fight that Armando Resendiz wanted. And, I had Jarett Hurd losing this fight wide. I believe I gave him round 2 or 3, and I only gave him one round. You know, he was down early. He tried to make a comeback, but if you look at his face and now he got his lip busted up halfway through the fight, big laceration, tore up his lip. Slim can't even talk. The Mexican guy, man, beat the shit out of him, man. In an unnecessary style, the way the man Jarett Hurd fought. And I sat here looking at this guy like, Jarett Hurd, man, like, Jarett Hurd has not been the same since his bout with the man J. Rock Williams, you know what I mean? Jarett Hurd looked like he was basically a weight bully at 154, taking this kind of punishment at least halfway through the fights at 154, but he would muster up and gather some stamina and come back and eventually stop his opponents. That ain't been happening at 160, you know what I mean? Look what happened with him and Luis Arias. Luis Arias beat the shit out of him. Wasn't close, no split decision, none of that. Here he is tonight against this guy, Armando Resendiz. The fight gets stopped in the 10th round. This fight was only a 10-rounder, and Jarett Hurd, man, got his lip busted up. The doctor stopped the fight in the 10th round. You know what I mean? His eyes all busted up. There was times he's in the pocket taking at least a 5-punch combination, taking him, and all he's trying to do is go tit for tat, do the same thing back. Well, the guy had just a tad bit more head movement than the man Jarett Hurd. Hence why the man Resendiz Alvarez looks like he was not even in a fight tonight. But Jarett Hurd looked like he got jumped by 3 people. You know what I mean? Looks pretty bad out there. Jarett Hurd's ambitions of becoming a two-way champion, they're seemingly going down the drain. He wanted a shot at Jamal Charlo, and it was only right he has to win these type of fights, put himself in position to challenge for another world title. He ain't got the luxury like a man like Rolly Romero coming off a knockout loss to Tank Davis, hasn't fought in over a year, will be getting a world title shot for a real WBA super strap. Jarett Hurd's not in the same boat because he's been losing left and right, and his defense, which was something that he had to improve on, especially considering how J-Rock pieced him up. he had to tighten up his defense, which he never has. You know what I mean? Try to employ more of a boxing style since he got with the man K. Karama with the U.S. national team, amateur, um, who's also a professional coach. But it looks like really and truly Jarett Hurd has not learned anything from his loss to J Rock. And here he is with another loss. Might be his consecutive loss if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So big up to Armando Resendiz. The man came in 13-1, improves to 14-1, beats the shit out of his former unified champion Jarett Hurd. And it is what it is. It might be a time for Jarett Hurd to call it a wrap. You know what I mean? You know, Instagram might not tell the whole story of somebody's life, but from what I see from Jarett Hurd's Instagram, especially after he started clocking $1 million per fight when he was a unified champion, doesn't look like he really lives the boxing lifestyle. You know what I mean? He looks more like he's in that Keith Thurman kind of mode that basically spiraled Keith Thurman's career down the toilet. Being all in love and lovey-dovey and all taking all kind of flicks with his lady. Look, that's your lady. That's wonderful. Everybody got a lady out there. Even fellas who ain't even got, who are married, who are not married and whatnot. Okay, they have some kind of lady friend. You know what I mean? But Jarett Hurd's just a little too much involved with his lady as far as flicking it up for the gram. I mean, popping champagne bottles and stuff like that. Being at the MGM National Harbor over there in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Slim, you ain't living the boxing lifestyle, and this is exactly what's happening. It's showing right here in the ring in the squared circle. Hence why he got his ass handed to him. You know what I mean? B-Marsh Boxing, what's up? Mike 104, what's going on, my G? Jarett Hurd, man, who was our local hero out here, he just can't hang no more. B-Marsh Boxing, I think he's definitely ruined. The best days are behind him, and he ain't never been the same since that J-Rock loss. B-Marsh Boxing, big ups to everybody in the chat, hit the thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Go on.